God reached out to me through my cell phone, and you wouldn't believe this story. Welcome to my channel called Amazing Faith. Yes, that's true. If you're wondering if God hears and answers our prayers, this is living proof that God hears and answers our prayers. So one time, this was years ago, I think this was in year 2009 or 2010. My wife was in the middle of battling her second battle when it comes to stage 3C ovarian cancer. So that was really a tough time for us. My kids were really very small during that time, and I was a single earner person in my family. So one time I was walking in the parking lot. It was a very tiring day. It was a very discouraging day for me. During that time, I was walking to the parking lot and I was looking up to heaven, and I was really disappointed and I was really sad, heartbroken because of what's happening to my wife, what's happening at work, and also I'm anxious about our future, right? So while I was walking towards my van to the parking lot, I looked up to heaven and said to God, of course in my language, but I said to God, Lord, do you really love me? And that's what I said to God, right? Then what happened is when I reached out to my van, while I was opening the door of my van, my cell phone rang. And this cell phone was, when my cell phone rang, it was from a pastor whom I haven't talked with for months. So I got into my van and then sat down at the driver's seat and then answered the phone. And I said to the pastor, "Hi, pastor. Hi, how are you?" I was speaking in my language during that time. And then you know what this pastor said to me? "Jerry, the reason why I called is because the Lord has put you in my heart the whole day. And I don't know why. And the reason why I'm calling you right now is because He wanted me to tell you, God wanted me to tell you that He loves you very, very much." I was so stunned when I heard those, and I just cried my heart out. Here it is. I just asked God, "Do you really love me?" And then a phone call coming from a pastor whom God has put in his heart, me in his heart the whole day, and said to me, just to tell me that God wanted him to tell me that He loves me very, very much. Two things that I've learned from that lesson: that whenever we cry out to God from our hearts, right, God really hears and will answer our prayers. And secondly, God knows what's happening to you today. God knows what's happening inside your heart, what's happening inside your family and everything, right? That He knows that I'm gonna be crying out that day. And then he has already prepared the answer beforehand. So my lesson for that also is God knows His timing when to answer our prayers. Whether our trouble is discouragement, He will encourage you at the proper time. Whatever it is that you have, when we cry out to God, coming from a desperate heart, He definitely answers our prayers. That's why I always remember Yonah Draven Hill's quote. Yonah Draven Hill's quote says that God doesn't answer prayers. He answers desperate prayers. And really, God listens and hears and answers prayers at the perfect timing. So, whatever you have in your heart right now, you cry out to God, just be assured that God listens, that God answers. Okay? Alright, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Alright, I have sermons there. I have also a lot of things that I want to share in this channel regarding faith, and everything like that. And you have to remember that God is amazed when we have faith in Him. Okay? Have an amazing day of faith.